When's the last time you actually saw your senior senator? Not a press release from his office, not a statement read by somebody else. Mitch McConnell has not appeared on the Senate floor since June 11th. He fell at his home on June 14th, so they say. He was hospitalized, then moved to a rehab facility, so they say. And this week, his office announced he's been discharged to continue physical therapy at home. Which home? In the middle of all that, another senator tried to cast a vote for him. It didn't count. Let's talk about what that means for the people of this Commonwealth of Kentucky. What does it mean?
Standing for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Built upon the shoulders of the Constitution, rule of law, and the animating principle that we are all created equal. I need to hear a hallelujah, though I'm not considered a believer by some, I still believe in the warmth of heaven come. I need the rapture I feel when my feet touch the green, green grass of home. Then I know I have reached the valley of kingdom come. And when I reach that valley,
Senator Mitch McConnell says he's at home after being released from rehab. The Kentucky Republican discharged earlier today and will continue to recover in his own state. This comes almost 2 months after the 84-year-old was hospitalized following that fall and mild case of pneumonia.
We know, Kira, that he's been released from a rehabilitation facility. His office has released a statement from the 84-year-old, 7-term Kentucky senator, former Republican leader, the longest-serving party leader in Senate history. McConnell says in this statement that on the advice of his doctors, he'll maintain an intensive regimen of physical therapy from home during the state work period. That's the formal term refers to the August recess. He says he'll continue to engage with his staff and colleagues on important Senate business. But what's important to point out here is that it's been nearly 2 months since his Senate colleagues last saw Mitch McConnell. He was hospitalized on June 14th for reasons that were not initially disclosed. About a month later, on July 12th, his office said that he was hospitalized because of a fall that left him briefly unconscious. He also said he had to deal with a mild case of pneumonia. Now we are being told that the 84-year-old senator has been released from rehab and will continue recovering at home.
Senator Mitch McConnell says he's...
All right. Do you believe it? Are you buying it? That is my question tonight. Before we roll a little bit more, I've got a fun little, thing up here to do. Take my poll. Is Mitch alive, or is he hanging out with Elvis and Tupac and the celebrity underground? All right. Number 1 there, you can say Mitch is alive. Number 2, you can say, yeah, he's with Elvis and Tupac in the underground. Number 3, you could say, who cares? He is useless anyway. Or 4, you can say, Mitch is a hero. Maybe he's your hero. So let us know. What do you think? All right. Y'all, welcome to the Hillbilly Think Tank with Spencer Keck. I am the educated hillbilly. And no, that is not an oxymoron. Don't call me a moron. There have been educated, erudite, and emancipated hillbillies in Kentucky ever since my kith and kin came through the Cumberland Gap with Daniel Boone and the other long hunters on their quest to find life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness here. And with grit and determination, They established it, but that doesn't last forever. We have to teach our kids to take up that hard work with grit and determination and keep that soil of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness watered at all times. Y'all, I'm Spencer Keck, retired Navy doc, combat veteran, current public school teacher, and candidate for magistrate on the Hardin County Fiscal Court, District 3. You're in Hardin County, Kentucky. So, who's voting for Kentucky? Let's lay out exactly what happened because the facts here matter more than the outrage. On Thursday, the Senate Agriculture Committee held its markup of this year's Farm Bill, a bill that matters enormously to Kentucky, a state with real farm country in it. Senator Mitch McConnell was not there. He hasn't been seen in the Capitol for close to 2 months, ever since a serious fall at his home in mid-June sent him to the hospital and then into a rehab facility, that rehabilitation facility that he supposedly left just now, recently. His office announced Thursday that he had been discharged and will keep doing physical therapy at home during the Senate's recess. Well, which home? His home over there in the DC Beltway or his home here in Kentucky where no one has seen him? And so that's what I'm asking. What do you know? What do you think? Now, committee chairman John Boozman of Arkansas told the room that he'd spoken with McConnell the night before and that McConnell had authorized him to cast proxy votes on his behalf. Under the committee's rules, that's allowed for amendments, and Boozman used it, voting McConnell's proxy on amendment after amendment, mostly on party line, 12 to 11 votes. But here's the wrinkle. The rules are different for the final vote, the vote to actually send the bill out of committee and on to that full Senate floor. Congressional Research Service rules are clear that a proxy vote cannot be the deciding vote on a measure like that. So when the final tally came in at 10 to 11, McConnell's proxy and a second one cast for Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama, who was also absent, simply did not count. That bill, it failed to advance. Now, I want to be a little bit fair about where the blame actually sits because this podcast doesn't do cheap shots. The immediate reason the bill failed was unified Democratic opposition over how the bill handles SNAP, the food assistance program. Democrats wanted a 2-year delay on new state cost sharing requirements. Republicans offered 1 year, and neither side moved. That's a real substantive policy disagreement, and it would have sunk the bill, even if every Republican had been in the room. Now, that doesn't let this moment off the hook. And here's why. Kentucky has exactly 2 votes in the United States Senate. For 2 months, one of those 2 votes has not been physically present to advocate, negotiate, or twist arms on behalf of Kentucky farmers in real time. Proxy voting on amendments is a reasonable accommodation for a senator going through a genuine medical recovery. Nobody should begrudge an 84-year-old man recovering from a serious fall. That's what they say it was. But there's a difference between casting a proxy vote on a party line amendment and being in the room, working the phones, cutting the deals that actually get a farm bill across the finish line. Now, McConnell built his entire career on being the guy who could count votes and broker outcomes face to face. That skill doesn't work by proxy. So I'll ask the question plainly. Does the Senate Republican Conference actually have a plan for representing Kentucky if their senior senator isn't able to be physically present for an extended period? Or is everyone simply waiting quietly, hoping he recovers fully while farm bills and everything else sit in limbo? I don't think that's a partisan question. I think that's a representation question. And Kentuckians here of every party, we deserve a straight answer to it. McConnell's extended absence has raised concerns, including from Kentucky's Democratic Governor Andy Beshear, who on Monday worked to dispel online rumors that August 3 was the last day for him to call a special election if the seat became vacant. I know there are a lot of folks wondering about the significance of August 3 regarding a potential Senate vacancy. I want everyone to know that this date has no legal impact on my options should there be a vacancy this year. That's direct from Beshear. Beshear posted to X, worth the reminder right now, there's one less vote for the SAVE Act, Trump's war with Iran, or the potential replacement of a SCOTUS justice. Senate Majority Leader John Thune told Gray News it had been several weeks since he and his predecessor had last spoken. There are, in this day and age, a lot of conspiracy theories. And of course, with doctoring and AI and all that, there's all kinds of stuff that gets done on social media, said Thune. When asked if people deserve more evidence, McConnell is out of sound body and mind. I think at the end of the day, those are the issues that are between him and the people of Kentucky, the people he serves and represents. Great way to deflect, Thune. So, y'all, let's bring it home to Hardin County because this is not an abstract Washington story for us. Hardin County has real farmers and real farm families who need a working farm bill, crop insurance, conservation programs, rural development dollars. When Washington representation stalls, it is not a headline here. It's a planting season, a loan renewal, a grain price that doesn't get the support it needed. And we know that real well here. Now, when Senator Mitch McConnell, of course, Republican from Kentucky, introduced the Hemp Farming Act of 2018, which legalized hemp nationwide, he claimed the legislation will allow states to conduct their own oversight plans and give the hemp industry the tools to create jobs and new opportunities across the nation. He championed that hemp bill. He championed the idea that hemp could replace all of the farming income lost in states like Kentucky when we lost all of our tobacco production income. And it has really made a huge impact in our Kentucky agriculture economy. Believe me, what's strange is now McConnell neglected to mention that those jobs and opportunities had to align with his narrow definition of acceptable hemp uses. Just so happens that narrow definition didn't come along till 5 years later. Wonder what other PAC might have gotten a hold of him. Interesting. So, in November 2025, U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell inserted language into a federal government funding bill that would have banned the sale of hemp-derived products containing more than 0.4 milligrams of THC per container. The limit is low and so low that it effectively, not slow, but low, and it effectively eliminated the entire hemp and CBD industry, including products used for pain and anxiety relief, used by combat veterans, cancer patients, and other chronic pain sufferers. Think about that. A lot of people gotten off the opioids, and they're using this natural hemp-based products for their pain and anxiety. Isn't that a big boon in a state where we have an opioid crisis? Get people off the opioid, let them use a natural product grown right here in Kentucky that doesn't have the side effects of the opioids. Amazing. Wow. Let's don't help those veterans out. Get something that can help them since we got another war in the pike right now. Anyway, I'm digressing. Industry leaders warn that many farmers have already harvested crops this year that will now be wasted when the ban takes effect on hemp. The hemp industry in Kentucky is valued at $28 billion nationally, covers 5,000 farm acres, and employs nearly 350,000 people. That is a lot of legal employment in an agriculture industry that is already suffering from last year's tariffs that hit our farmers terribly hard. And this year, the Iran war has hit farming hard by jacking up the cost of diesel and fertilizer so much that farmers are feeling the pain of horrible policies coming out of DC. So why would Mitch pour on us so hard? Why would Mitch stick it to farmers so hard on his way out? Now, I'm not running for U.S. Senate. I'm running for magistrate right here in District 3 in Hardin County. But the principle is the same at every level of government. If you take the job, you show up for it in person, in the room, doing the unglamorous work of representing the people who sent you there. That's what I intend to do for Hardin County, whether it's a fiscal court budget fight or standing up for our farmers when the state and federal policy doesn't work for them. Y'all hold me to it, and I will hold myself to it. That is my promise. That's what I am here for. All right, y'all, let's do some quick shout outs. We got Tom Armstrong. Thanks for being on here tonight, Tom. Tom says it's beyond time for hashtag glitch Mitch to show us proof of sentience. Amen. And I'm sure Lorena's watching. Lorena, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Hey, we got the better weather on here. The better weather says if they could show us real proof, they would. Yeah, exactly. All right. Tom's reply was yeppers. All right, y'all. I am Spencer Keck, the educated hillbilly, and this has been the Hillbilly Think Tank. Y'all, we have got to keep on thinking deeply. Come to a fiscal court meeting. Bring your hardest question. Whether I answer it or not, or are in your vote or not, well, we will get an answer together. It might not just be my answer. We'll get a group answer from that fiscal court, right? I'll see you there. Keep, again, like I said, thinking about our whole Kentucky future and our whole Kentucky economy and our Hardin County future. That's what this is about. It's about our future that we want to leave behind to our kids. And remember, in Kentucky, united we stand, divided we fall. That isn't just words on a flag. It's the glue that holds us together. Because if we love our neighbors as ourselves and we recognize that, yes, we are our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper, then y'all, there's no way we can be divided. And we will not fall. It's just that freaking simple. All right, before I sign out, did you get a chance to look at my little old poll here? Let me see if, yeah, there it is. Is Mitch alive, or is he hanging out with Elvis and Tupac in the celebrity underground? Number one, Mitch is alive. Number two, Mitch and Tupac are in the underground with Mitch and Elvis. Number three, who cares? He is useless anyway. Number four, Mitch is a hero, very much alive. All right, y'all. Hope you had a little fun with that. If you got a chance to click on it, hopefully. I didn't see anybody had a chance to, but I thought it'd be a funny one for us. Y'all, remember, everyone deployed overseas, they are in the thick of it right now. If you've been watching, those Navy ships that have been extended out there on their tour of duty, the Lincoln, they're not eating right now. They're getting the nastiest of food. Go look it up online. I'll bring up some other videos here soon and show it to you one of the soon, enough in the episodes we got. But they are so far away from Strait of Hormuz because they don't want their planes to get shot down and their helicopters to get shot down. They're not getting fresh food flown in. So, yeah, this is not good, and it's not the way our military should be treated. Anyway, y'all, bless your corazon. That is Spanish for heart. This has been paid for by Spencer Keck. Learn more at spencerkeckmagistrate.com. And again, y'all, I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Make sure you get out there and enjoy some of the beauty of our wonderful state. And get out there and make sure your neighbors are okay. If we're going to love those neighbors as ourselves, then we have got to get out there, check on them, wish them well, see what's happening with them. You know, that is what it's all about. All right. So